Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM19 story, part of the furniture with me, Daniel. It's season 1, episode 4, and the top 3 are all going head to head today as we play at home to Billericay in 2nd place and away to 3rd place Dartford in the Vanarama National League South. As you can see, we're doing quite well. We're still unbeaten and we're on 39 points now. 7 points clear of Billericay, who have a game in hand. But if they win that one and beat us today, that gap becomes 1 point. So there's a lot to play for in this one. We're also the second favourites from the pre-season media predictions. Billericay were the favourites and Dartford the 3rd favourites. So there is an awful lot of pressure on these games for us. And for those of you that have been following this series so far, you'll know in the first 3 episodes we had a lot of focus on different areas off the pitch, particularly scouting and training and mentoring and things like that. But in this episode it's all about those 2 games. We've just got a quick transfer to look at. Since you were last with me, we've brought in Sam Long, a right back on loan from Oxford. That's only because Wassey got a long-term injury and we were recommended to bring in a right back. We didn't have any natural ones at the club, so this guy's come in. He's 3-star with 4.5-star potential. He's a versatile player and he's good enough, but his determination does worry me. Mentally, he's not the sort of player you want on your side if you're going a couple of goals down, which could well happen for the first time today. The other bit of news is that the main man from the home screen, Mikhail Kennedy, he's managed to sign a 3-month extension, so he's now here until the end of December, where hopefully we'll be able to get him on a free when his contract expires at Charlton. He's still in great form. He's now got 16 goals in 17 games, but he's only the 3rd top scorer in the league, remarkably. The only other thing we've got to look at before the games is what's been going on the pitch since you were last with me. Obviously, you came for that game against Woking before our FA Cup tie against Haringey, which we won 4-2. Another one where we were behind. We've really struggled in the FA Cup this season. I think it's because we picked the lower bonus rate for the cup competitions, and I think the players just aren't motivated as much as a result. However, we continue our unbeaten run in all competitions. We won 3-1 at Eastbourne Borough. Kennedy with a brace again alongside Foy, who's become his general partner in most games now. We then beat Chesham in the 4th qualifying round of the FA Cup. That man Kennedy again with the winner in that one, before a home draw against St Albans in the league where Kennedy had an off day, but Liam Davis got the goal for us. We then nicked a narrow 1-0 win away at Wealdstone, who were up in 4th place, so that's a good result too. Matt Foy off the bench scored in that one, and then a comfortable 3-0 win at High Flyers Western-super-Mare in midweek, despite having to change a lot of our team. And a Kennedy again got back on the score sheet in that one, with Foy and Brad Walker also scoring off the bench. So we go into this big top of the table clash today full of confidence, and hopefully we can keep our unbeaten record going. I'm not expecting a win, but if we can nick a draw, that would be a really great result. The usual 4-4-2 and a fairly familiar team, just Carl Stewart who misses out from the usual first 11 due to being tired after the midweek game. So we've got Bass in goal, a back 4 of Long, Sokolic, Sendles, White and Dixon. Borlin and Davis are on the wings. Ryan Donaldson, the loan signings, also picked up a 3-month injury, so Borlin's going to be back as first choice now. And Butterfield and Brad Walker, who comes in for Stewart in the middle, with Matt Foy and Kennedy, the new partnership up front. Keating's on the bench, as is Nabby, Winter, Banton and Wright. And we've got a fairly decent looking squad going into this one, so I'm hopeful we could maybe nick a draw. Let's get into it and see how we get on. It's a 4-4-1-1 for Billericay, which could potentially cause us a problem, but we're all about the focus on our own performance at the minute. We're doing so well that we just want to make sure we play to our best, and if we do that, we're confident we can get a result against anyone, even though they've got 3 times the wage budget of us, and nearly 3 times the wage bill at the moment as well. Long clearance up the pitch from the Billericay keeper. Walker knocks it down low and finds Butterfield. Out to the left to Davis. Davis gets the ball down the line to Kennedy. Kennedy surging at the defence but goes backwards to Walker in the end. Walker finds Davis on the left-hand side. Davis goes back to Dixon, the fullback. Lovely ball in. Foy's going to get there and it's 1-0. What an unbelievable cross by the captain Dixon. And Matt Foy and Mikhail Kennedy were both running in full steam to get into the box. And Foy in the end taps it in with just a couple of minutes on the clock. What a start that is. Obviously, we've played Billericay already in the head coach series where we started at Hemel Hempstead. If you didn't see the episode for that yesterday, go back and check it out because it was an absolute cracker and very surprising. But Jake Howe scored a brace in that game and they were absolutely brilliant down the left. But I think our Torquay side are a little bit better than that Hemel Hempstead side. As Lloyd comes forward for Billericay and their first shot of the game goes comfortably wide. It was a speculative effort, to be honest. The game seems to have settled down a bit now as Long has it a fullback. Nearly 20 minutes gone and we haven't really seen any worthwhile highlights. A lovely switch of play out to Davis. Finds Mikhail Kennedy. What a first touch. It's blocked out to Butterfield who hits the post. An unbelievable effort. We've got a warning to close Potter down, which we will. But that was an absolutely brilliant effort. What a performance we've put on so far. Balling's got the ball on the right, gets it out to Davis. Davis tries to cross it, but on his weaker foot it's easily intercepted. We'll put that setting on to close down Potter now. And Rachubka with a goal kick for Billericay. He's headed back and they're bringing it forward through midfield now. They get it to the danger man Potter on the right, but it's straight at Liam Davis. Goes back to Bass. Very composed at the back from us there. Long ball upfield, but unfortunately it goes to no one. Davis tries for the second time, but Thompson heads away. And now Cavalier to Potter as they bring it forward through midfield. To Lloyd up front, out to Potter again. I don't think we're closing him down particularly quickly there. And Jake Howes, who we mentioned, already got the free header. But fortunately it was straight at Bass, the keeper. Dixon with a throw in this time. It falls back out to Davis. Foy goes inside to Butterfield. Has another crack from his earlier confident effort. But this one was absolutely awful and it goes wide for a goal kick. After half an hour, we look very good. Davis crosses, Sendle's white. It's 2-0. And I'm starting to feel like we might win the title this year. Although I can see from the bottom right that Dartford are 6-0 up in half an hour against Gloucester away from home. So they might be a big challenge for us. But I'm so proud of these lads, how well they're performing. It's such a quick development and I didn't expect to be clear this early on. But the signings have been brilliant, the club infrastructure's really good, and I can see us taking this lot up and comfortably staying up even with the squad we've got. And I know I'm speaking very soon at this rate, because they can put together runs, Billericay and Dartford. And if we lose Macau Kennedy at the end of December and don't replace him, we could be in trouble again. It's Billericay bringing it forward on the left now, Doe up to Lloyd, but it's intercepted and Sendle's white finds it. Long with the ball over, it's into Kennedy one-on-one. Great save by Rachubka and it's out for a corner. But we just look so threatening. We look like scoring every time we go through. And Billericay have wasted their only great chance. As the cross hits Butterfield, it's saved by the keeper, but it's straight back out to Sendle's white. And the centre-half has got a brace in the first half. I did not expect to see that at the start of this game. And forget Dartford winning 6-0. We're 3 up here. And we're just going to change this one at the bottom to latest scores so we can keep up with things like that. Dartford are 7-0 up at half-time. And we're 3-0 up against title rivals Billericay. What a fantastic performance. And we just want to keep that going in the second half. We're going to tell them to prove a point. We don't want them relenting at all. We want to go full steam. If we can win this 4 or 5, it'll send out such a message. And it will put Billericay's confidence down to the floor. Despite their huge wage bill, they haven't got that team togetherness that we've got. Potter tries to cross it and it's a good block by Davis. But Billericay do have a corner as a result. Abdo's going to put the ball into the box. It's a free header for Howes, but Balling gets there brilliantly. The little right winger with the header away. And now it's a throw-in for Billericay on the left, but the highlight ends. Gloucester have got a goal back against Dartford. Just the 7-1 now. Maybe the comeback's on. Kennedy's bringing it forward for us again. Finds Butterfield, who's been brilliant. Finds Foy on the edge of the box. Has a shot, and that's not far away either. We are absolutely on fire in this game. What a fantastic performance. And I don't want to make any substitutions or changes. I know we've got a couple of players complacent, but we're doing so well I don't want to change it. We're just going to tell them to concentrate in a minute if we keep getting complacent players. But at the moment, there's no signs of it on the pitch, as Billericay can't compete with us. But Potter's bringing it forward on the right-hand side again. Sendle's white with a big hoof clearance. Kennedy's coming down the left-hand side. He's got Foy in the middle if he can find him. He's headed away by the centre-half, and now Howes can bring it away for them. Risky ball back to Thompson in his box and long through to Lloyd. Lloyd's on one-on-one. Edge of the box, tipped wide by Bass. What a fantastic save. Lovely bit of whip on that shot, but Bass is equal to it again. Cross from Billericay, Sokolic, the big man, heads away. Howes gets to the edge of the box unchallenged and Giorgio has a shot, but it's straight at Bass, who can comfortably claim. 20 minutes to go, we've got a goal kick, we've gone long upfield, Walker knocks it down, Butterfield tries to find Kennedy but it's intercepted, Thompson goes long over the top and that's starting to look a bit concerning. Lloyd's got in again from that and we're going to make some tactical changes here. I don't know what else we can do out of possession. We're going to look at the defensive line, we're going to drop it right back, we're going to switch up to counter-attacking. At 3-0 we don't need to give anything away and hopefully if we play at our best we can't ruin it. And we're also going to make a couple of changes. Brad Walker's looking complacent in the middle, so Nabby will come on for him. The same for Balling on the right wing, and Andre Wright will come on for a rare appearance. And Kennedy's not had the best game, so we'll switch Foy over and we'll put Keating on as a pressing forward, just to get 2 really hard-working strikers up there. Not worried about goals, but getting the ball back for us. So that'll be it from this one. We'll confirm those changes, and I'm sure we'll be back for the corner in a second. We've not seen the corner, so obviously nothing came from it. But Billericay are on the attack again at the edge of the box. Jake Howes finds Modeste, the substitute. Shots blocked and Davis can clear. And now we've got 2-on-2 with Keating, the sub, on the right wing. Keating's got a long chance to get it in, but he gives it away. He's a bit too slow there. But thankfully they're offside from the long clearance. And it's going to be a free kick. Gloucester have got another one back now, just 5 to go. Kennedy with a free kick for Billericay, it's blocked, and Sam Long just hoofs it away for a throw or a corner. The highlight ends so we didn't get to see which. We're well into stoppage time, just about 45 seconds left. The clearance is cleared away by Billericay. Giorgio up to Lloyd, the centre forward. Giorgio again with a long ball out to the right to Kennedy. Kennedy crosses in, Butterfield with a brilliant header to take it off Modest's head. And then in his frustration, he's fouled right. And it'll be a free kick just to see out the game. Bass with the goal kick. He'll take his time now as instructed. And that is it. We didn't even get to see it. A wonderful performance. The centre half with a brace was brilliant after Foy's early goal from one of the most unbelievable crosses I've seen from Dixon. What a fantastic game, and I'm starting to think we might win the title and this 2-year plan becomes a 1-year plan. Dartford did win 7-2, so they're not doing too badly, and if Billericay win their game in hand, they'll still be 7 points behind. We'll see what they've said about the game. Superior finishing, absolutely. We had 2 up front and they were brilliant, and our centre half was an absolute machine in front of goal. And there's no way we can pass without praising Sendles White for that performance. And not often you get the option to praise a centre half for being superb in front of goal. But that's what we're going to do in this one. While we're between the games, we're just going to mention the finances very quickly. They are looking a little bit poor at the moment. Obviously the gate receipts had a little boost for that one. But I'm not too worried because we've got Bradford Park Avenue in the first round of the FA Cup. And if we can win that and get a big second round tie, we should be okay then and back in the black for January. And the way we're playing, it might not be long before we get some offers for some of our young talents. But that's enough about the off-the-field matters. This game's all about the title contenders playing each other, so we'll be back for the game against second place Dartford in a few days' time, where it's first v second for the second time in this episode. Right, we're back for the second big game, first v second again in this episode. We're away to Dartford, who got 7 goals in the first half of their game at the weekend. So this is 2 teams full of confidence, and hopefully it'll be a cracking game of attacking football. Although having said that, that was Dartford's first win in 5. Although they managed to get back to form in quite a stunning way there against Gloucester. We're still the favourites for the game, but we're not going to be too overconfident going into this one. We know it's going to be a tough test. We've also had to make a couple of changes for the game. Butterfield, who was an absolute star at the weekend, isn't fit enough to start. Neither Sam Long, the loan signing. So Winter, the centre half, is covering at right back. And Carl Stewart comes back into the middle with Walker switching roles. Aside from that, it's the same 11. So we've got Bass in goal. Dixon and Winter are the fullbacks with Sendles White and Sokolik in the middle. Davis and Balling on the wings with Stewart and Walker in the middle. And up front we've got Foy and Kennedy, who will hopefully bang in some goals between them again. So let's get straight into it. This episode is a rare one. It's all about matters on the pitch. Normally we talk about an area of the club we're changing and running. But when it's first v second for both games of the episode, you have to focus on the pitch. We're just going to tell them to carry on where they left off, because they were absolutely remarkable against Billericay in that first game. Foy with the kick-off. It's heavy rain today. The only 2 games we've drawn this season, or 2 of the 3 we've drawn, were in the rain as well. So I don't know if that's a superstition that we just can't play in that. But Burns got a corner early doors for Dartford. Into Rose, he's unmarked. Murphy's got the ball again. It's blocked, but now it's fallen to Vint. Bradbrook on the edge of the box, a player I recognise. Murphy hits it, but it's just over. And we've managed to survive. We could have conceded an early goal there, but thankfully we haven't. Ibrahim with the goal kick for Dartford. As I'm recording this, last week in real life, he scored a free kick from about 70 yards. Balling's got the ball out on the right-hand side into Stewart. Stewart finds Kennedy. Foy's making that run again, but he doesn't find him. He goes left instead to Liam Davis. Trying to take on the man, gets the cross in, headed away too easily, doesn't quite find Kennedy. And now Bradbrook finds Murphy on the counter, and Dartford can have a chance against us here. We've managed to get a shake back quickly, but we haven't dealt with it at all. Sendles White heads away, but it only falls to Murphy again. The shot's hit, but it's blocked by Sokolik, and the highlight ended. But Dixon on the right now throws to Balling. A lot of chances early on into Davis, but it's just nicked away. And Dixon has a great effort from 30 yards. But Ibrahim tips it over, and it's a corner kick, which will be taken by Davis. An in-swinger from the right finds the keeper, and it's an easy, comfortable hold. 15 minutes gone, and now it's our keeper with the ball in his hands from a wayward cross, and Bass can bring it away. Lovely clearance long upfield, but it's went straight to the centre half for Dartford. Sendles White goes for that classic hoof over the top. We're 2-on-1 with Kennedy, lays it to Foy. What a lovely bit of teamwork by the front two. So unselfish from Kennedy. He's not scored many recently, but that's part of the reason, because he's put a couple on a plate for Foy. And that's absolutely fantastic. I'd rather that than see him miss a 1-on-1. Sendles White with another brilliant clearance, and it counts as a key pass, although not an assist now. Ball out to the left for Dartford. They've put it into Bradbrook, but it's headed away. Stewart doesn't get there, and Byrne wins it. What a finish. Jack Byrne with the goal for Dartford. And you can already see this is two teams with such a high amount of confidence. What a strike by Byrne. And it's 1-1 here at Dartford. As is customary, we've now got the warning to close Byrne down after he scored the goal from the edge of the box. Bradford with a free kick there, but it's just wide. And now we're getting a warning to close down Murphy as well. We have to say they probably have just edged it in terms of possession and play. But we have done okay. And Bradbrook's been sent off. It didn't look like there was much in that, but now they're 4-4-1 with a narrow diamond, and we can try and push forward in the second half as we should have superior fitness. We've gone with a long kick to Balling, but it's been intercepted by the left back. He used to play for Luton as well. It's all the way back to Ibrahim in goal for Dartford. His clearance finds Byrne, and they might actually dominate the play in the middle now. Onyuga up front, has the shot, but it's over, and we still survive at 1-1, but we will make some tactical changes at half time. You can see their manager's giving them some feedback and they're fired up now, whereas we're looking a little bit nervy in this one. On the stroke of half time, no, we're doing okay and we take a point away from home to our title rivals. That's it then, let's go and give the team talk. We're going to tell them they were disappointing performance-wise because they were. We're also going to change up what we do in possession. We're going to focus our play down the flanks, especially now they're playing that narrow diamond. We're also going to run at the defence, which will hopefully get tired towards the end. I don't know if there's anything we can do in transition. We're already distributing to the flanks, so there's not much we can do with that one. And out of possession, we're not going to change anything because they still look very threatening on the counter-attack. There's no need to make any subs or anything yet, so we'll get straight into the second half. And hopefully we can start to assert our dominance with the extra man, because in the first half, Dartford were at least our match and probably the slightly better side. Byrne with a long clearance away, Winter heads away, and fortunately we've survived that one. The highlight ends and we're not doing too badly, but it's all Dartford still with the 10 men. Murphy on the edge of the box shoots, but it's straight at Bass. And they've not got great chances, but they're creating a lot of half chances, and they're getting a lot of shots away, and it only takes one to be special, like that Byrne one in the first half, and we're in trouble. Coming up to the hour mark, Dixon at left back's having a shocking game. Murphy's giving him the run around. Again, Murphy's there. Dixon misses his challenge. Oyanuga has the shot, but it's deflected wide. And Dixon will be coming off in a minute because he's had a really poor game. And we can't afford to have any sloppiness at the back. Against 10 men, it would be absolutely terrible if we lost it. And we want to keep our unbeaten run as Sendle's White clears the corner away. Throwing for Dartford on the right, we're carrying on straight away from that highlight. Out to Oyanuga on the edge of the box. He's got time to bring it forward again. Has the shot that hits the bar and Sokolik clears away. And I've seen enough now. We're making that change. We're going to drop Liam Davis into left back and we're going to bring on Jason Banton on the left wing. Someone who hasn't played for a while. And we're also going to bring on Andre Wright on the other flank because Balling's been fairly poor. So let's get back into it with those two changes. And again, with the narrow diamond, hopefully we can take advantage with our young fresh wingers. Just over 15 minutes to go. Davis with a throw on the left to Stewart. Plays the 1-2. Davis again. Stewart again in the middle now. We're keeping it nicely this time. Wright's got the ball on the right-hand side. He's going to try and get the cross in, is he? Or is he going to beat the fullback? He gets the cross in. Kennedy loses out. And the second header away beats it to Stewart. And Davis now finds Walker. Walker out to that right-hand side again. A lovely crossing towards Kennedy. Down for Foy. There's the goal. Kennedy has been absolutely awful in this game. But he turns up with an assist again at the crucial moment. 2 assists for him, 2 goals for Foy, and we might just nick another win, you know. Throwing on the right hand side with Winter. If we can get 3, it really would be wrapped up, sorry. Stewart gets it wide to Winter again. Foy finds Wright. Wright's got a chance to get a cross in if you can find it, but it's straight to the keeper Ibrahim, and that's poor. We're going to make a change in a minute just to freshen up the midfield. Stewart's a bit tired in the middle, and now they've got 3 or 4 playing a diamond in there. We want to make sure we can take advantage. Now, I think they might be playing a 3-3-3 now, looking at that formation. Banton crosses for Walker. Should have scored, and that's got to be a penalty the second time. It was an awful tackle. Foy's taking the penalty. I didn't get to change it in time. On a hat-trick and puts it in the top corner. What a result this is going to be. We'll take Stewart off for Naby now and switch the midfielders over. A young, fresh midfielder on as a box-to-box player will hopefully shore up the midfield there. They're playing a 3-3-3, which is really bold with 10 men. And hopefully we can take advantage on the wings as we have been with Wright and Banton. They've led to both of those goals. And to be fair, that's a tactical mistake by their manager. They were at 1-1, they could have nicked a point out of this. And that would have been a good result for them. Ibrahim, the keeper, has the ball for Dartford. We've just got to avoid conceding 2 now. Sokolik with a huge no-risk clearance. Finds Byrne in their half. Isaac forward to Sam York, Noble in the middle is going to get it out wide. He goes long over the top and that'll be easy for Sokolik. Sokolic's got so much time in his own box. Lovely switch of play out to Banton. Lovely distribution by the centre-half. Finds Kennedy, the star man so far this season, out wide to Banton on the left. Now Davis coming down the flank. He's got a chance to cross it again. There's no one in there and he's headed away by Roast, who gave away that penalty. Naby has the shot and it's a good save by Ibrahim to tip it over. 3-1 and into stoppage time. We are definitely going to win this game again. What a performance and what a start to the season. A stark contrast for anyone that's been following the head coach to how we've started that series. What a fantastic performance, and every time we've had a big game we've turned up, and I can tell I'm going to love managing this club for the next 20 years. Ibrahim gets that cross easily and the ball's cleared away. 30 seconds to go now. Davis on the left-hand side finds Walker. Walker out to Davis again. There's a couple attacking the box, but it's nowhere near them. Cleared away quite easily, but Davis again down to Banton. Back out to Davis on the left, into the middle. Vin heads away, and now Sam York can clear it, and there won't be any further damage in this one. But they've got the ball in the middle, and we're just seeing out time now. Only 10 seconds or so to go, and hopefully the ref will put them out of their misery straight away. Because Dartford have been a good side, and until the red card, they were the better match of us. But we've had the only clear-cut chances, and every single shot we had in that game was on target. Talk about clinical. A hat-trick for Foy, 2 of them assisted by Kennedy, but an overall decent performance. Very solid at the back in difficult circumstances, and we've managed to nick another win. We've got to be pleased with the performance, and we'll just go and see what they've said about the game. We're now 10 points clear, although Billericay do have that game in hand. They bounce back with a 2-0 win at Bath, but it's looking so comfortable for us. So we're definitely going to get a playoff place this season, and even with the game in hand, that'll be 17 points. We'll see what they've said about the game very quickly. We beat 10-man Dartford, no surprise really. We'll give Foy a bit of praise because he got a hat-trick in that game and was absolutely excellent. A match winner that wasn't Kennedy for once, it's nice to see. Torquay enjoying life with us, the first 20 games, and we've won 17 of them. Absolutely fantastic, and I'm so pleased with the way we're going at this club. Support for Burn from the Dartford manager. He did score an absolutely brilliant goal, to be fair to him. If we go and look at the schedule, obviously the only thing that will change our plans now is if we get a big second round tie in the FA Cup. We'll leave the Dulwich Hamlet game out because it's just too soon, and we'll make sure we play the second game against them on camera. But if there's no big FA Cup tie, we'll make sure that our next game's against Truro, who obviously are sharing the ground with us in real life. It's an absolutely brilliant story. I've mentioned it before in this series. So that'll be New Year's Day, the first game of 2019. And then if we do get through to the third round of the FA Cup, that'll be the big weekend just after. So it could be a massive doubleheader, that one. But that will be all for this episode. If you did enjoy it, please leave a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments what you think of our performances. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get excited about a title push now. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager content from this part of the Furniture series and our other story, The Head Coach from FM19. A big thanks for watching as always, and we'll see you next time.